President Biden will be meeting with Republicans next week to discuss the infrastructure package. Also, what the Treasury Secretary, Chamber of Commerce, and the Federal Reserve have been saying about the economy lately and what it could mean for more stimulus checks going forward. Let's discuss all of these details. But hey everybody, welcome and thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I am your one and only daily advocate right here on YouTube. Thanks so much for your support. Let's jump into this. Also, quick side note, if you hang around until the end, Corey will be back with all of today's shoutouts. So we'll see her here in just a minute. Let's get into this. So first off, President Biden is going to be meeting with a small handful of Republican senators next week to discuss the infrastructure package. Now, they want to come together on a bipartisan basis to push this thing through and actually get some support on the infrastructure package. However, based on how they are currently aligned right now, they are pretty far apart. Republicans are sitting at about $600 billion. Meanwhile, Biden is sitting at $2.3 trillion with his proposal. So, as you can see, they are very, very far apart. However, they're going to spend some time together, talk through this, and maybe come together on a bipartisan basis. Now, this is just in reference to the actual infrastructure portion of the package. This is not the second portion, the American Families Plan. We're not talking about that one quite yet. In fact, we're suspecting that they will push that one through with budget reconciliation without even trying to get bipartisan support, but we'll have to see about that one over the coming weeks here. With that being said, let's talk about what we've been hearing out of the Treasury, Chamber of Commerce, and the Fed going forward about the economy and how they could potentially be hinting at further stimulus checks. Let's start out one at a time here. So, the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, she was out recently and basically said that the economy has a long road to recovery. Well, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound very optimistic to me. At the same time, President Biden was out making a statement, and he said that the economy is still digging out of a very deep hole. Okay, sounds good. Once again, doesn't sound very optimistic to me as far as the economy booming like everybody says that it really is. I mean, what is it? I mean, is the economy doing really well, or is it not doing so well like some of these statements are saying? At the same time, the Chamber of Commerce was out recently after the latest jobs report, and they said they're calling on them to end the $300 federal boost for unemployment benefits. So if you didn't know this, right now, everybody who is unemployed, which by the way is over 16 million people who are drawing on unemployment benefits right now, they are also receiving, in addition to their state unemployment benefits, they're getting a federal boost of $300 per week on top of their state unemployment benefits. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just letting you know what's going on here. However, after this latest jobs report, a lot of people have been coming out. In fact, a few states like Montana and South Carolina have already announced that they're going to be ending the $300 federal boost on unemployment benefits at the end of June, simply citing that they think it is disincentivizing people to go back out and start working again, saying that there's basically a backlog of workers right now. And essentially they're saying, hey, we have like thousands and thousands of jobs in our states and nobody wants to fill those positions. Well, okay, I mean, I guess, whatever. But anyway, the Chamber of Commerce is coming out saying, hey, we need to end the $300 boost because we need to get people back to work. There's shortages of workers out there and we need people to get back out there. So this could potentially be really, really scary. In fact, I made a dedicated video talking about this just a couple days ago. The reason this could be scary is because if all of a sudden they just up and cancel all these unemployment benefits like PUA benefits, the PEUC program, and all of these federal boost benefits, I mean, all of a sudden we're literally just going to be leaving people out in the cold with no benefits. That's what's going to be happening in Montana and South Carolina in about the end of June, so in a few weeks. Wow, that could be really scary and detrimental to literally thousands upon thousands of people. So, very interesting. At the same time, the Federal Reserve was out making some statements about the stock market. They refer to it as assets or equities. Either way, it's all referring to stocks, the stock market. But basically, the Federal Reserve was out saying hey, this thing's been running up higher and higher, and it is basically it's been inflated. Asset prices are inflated right now, and the market is at risk of potential downside, like downside risk. Okay, so what does all this tell us? The comment out of the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, the comment out of President Biden, the statement out of the Chamber of Commerce, and the latest statement out of the Federal Reserve. These are big players in the game right now. What are they telling us? Are they painting a rosy picture, or are they painting kind of like, hey, we see some storm clouds on the horizon, and a lot of things could really, hit the fan, if you know what I mean, if you're not paying attention? So, what does this mean for further stimulus checks? Literally, we're kind of on like the precipice of so many different catalysts right now that could really kind of put everything into a tailspin as far as really distributing further stimulus checks. I mean, just think about it. If the market, the stock market, which it will someday, when, I don't know, but it will someday, because it always does, at some point it's going to roll over and have like a massive collapse like it did in early 2020. It's going to happen. I mean, it happens every single time, and it will happen again. When that happens, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think everyone's just going to sit on the sidelines and say, oh, well, look at that. It's going down like 5-10% every day. Look at that. Wow, look at it fall. No, they're going to do the same thing they did in early 2020. They're going to push through a massive stimulus package as quickly as they possibly can, just like in early 2020, stimulus checks and all kinds of money, and start pumping it into the economy and into the market. It's probably what they're going to do once again. What happens with, let's just say they end all of this $300 federal boost for all these unemployed people. What happens then? Everybody's just out in the cold receiving no money, and they're still unemployed. What happens then? Well, that's going to be a really bad situation for literally millions of people who are relying on those benefits right now to help them get by on a weekly basis when they're obviously not working because for, tons of reasons. Their job, their business may be closed, maybe they're self-employed and their business unfortunately went under. There's so many different reasons for why people wouldn't be working right now. But either way, and not only that, the Treasury Secretary basically coming out saying, hey, this economy has a long road to recovery, along with President Biden's remarks on the big hole that we're still digging out of. I don't know about you, but to me, this sounds like they are setting the stage for further stimulus. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but honestly, why would they be making these comments if they didn't think that the economy still needs another influx of payments going out, another influx or another infusion of cash? Well, we've talked about this before. How do they get money out into the economy as quickly as possible? Yep, they've said it before. Send out stimulus checks. That's how they do it. It costs a lot of money, but what do they want to do? Do they want to pump up the economy again, or do they just want to sit here and let it grind around for a while? No, they want to pump this thing back up, right? So they know what to do, and I feel like all of these statements that are coming out right now and everything that's literally like right out on the horizon that could happen at any given point here is literally just setting the stage for what is to come over the coming months. Now again, we have these proposals on the table right now for a couple different stimulus checks, right? $2,000 stimulus check plus recurring monthly payments. We've gone over this in other videos. If you want to know all the details, feel free to check out those other ones. But basically, if you've been watching the channel, you know the different proposals out there right now. But basically, I honestly do think that they're literally setting the stage right now for further stimulus. If not, why would they possibly be making these statements? It simply wouldn't make any sense. It's contradicting, right? On one hand, they say, oh, the economy's doing so great. Millions of people are getting their jobs back. People are working. The real estate market's going crazy. The stock market's booming at all-time highs. People have tons of cash. And then on the other hand, they're saying, well, we have a big hole and we have a long road of recovery. Doesn't make sense. They totally contradict, right? So I feel like, make up your mind. What is it? Seriously. Is it doing not so good and we need some more money, more stimulus? Or is it just doing so well that nobody needs anything else anymore? Well, if it didn't need anything else, why would they be pushing so hard for this American Families Plan right now, the second portion of the infrastructure package that they focused on social programs? Seriously. So if they thought the economy was doing so well right now, why are they trying to push through all of these trillions of dollars of stimulus? Get what I'm saying? Once again, it's contradicting. It's not really making a whole lot of sense. So I honestly think we're onto something here. They're kind of showing us their hand a little bit. They're giving us a little bit of indication of maybe they shouldn't have said that kind of thing. Like, oops, it slipped. I guess that everybody knows what we're thinking now. So either way, we'll have to continue watching this, but that's kind of how it works with politics, is you really need to read between the lines, because we all know, they kind of talk out of the side of their mouth, right? Seriously. I mean, they all do it regardless of party. They all do it. But you got to kind of read between the lines with everything that they're saying, because it's like, oh, okay, now I get what you're saying. I'm hearing all the words that you're not saying, essentially, is what you're kind of getting out of it. So either way, certainly interesting. With that being said, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video. I truly just want to do whatever I can to help all of you out through this time and to be here for you as your daily advocate. With that being said, let's get over to Corey so we can have all of the latest shoutouts for the day. Thanks, everybody. You're awesome, and I'll catch you later. See ya.
We want to give a shout out to Calvin Mosley, Crooked Biden 97, Boston Werner, Carolyn Reed, Shirley Stewart, Ann Pegg, and Renelle Richardson. Thank you all so much for being here. We love having you in our fan club. We love all of you, and we just appreciate all of you being here. We love looking at your comments. We love having you watching our videos. Thank you guys so much for your support. I just really appreciate being here and getting to make this video and seeing all of you. I can't wait to read the comments and hear what y'all have to say. So thank you so much. Matt and I appreciate you, and thanks for being part of the Blind to Billionaire community. Have a nice day. Bye.